Ansel Adams once stated that a good photograph is knowing where to stand. But knowing where to stand and what to do after you're standing there are two different things. Standing on the shore of the lake as thousands of snow geese pass by bring light and location together, but it's the way the tones and contrasts of color combine that makes an image unforgettable. In fact, the word photography comes from the Greek words drawing and light. So photography, in essence, is drawing with light. After the sun is gone, all that is left is that magical afterlight, a brief memory of illumination that remains in the sky. That's when colors intensify. Shades of blue and gray explode into brilliant hues of yellow and red and gold. For a moment, the end of the day is transformed into something magical. Day becomes night, and photography becomes a way to archive that instant in time that will now be with us forever. George Eastman, the founder of Kodak, once said, "Light is the essence of photography. Embrace light, admire it, love it. But above all, know light. Know it for all you are worth, and you will know what it takes to create a great photograph." Both Ansel Adams and George Eastman were correct. Knowing where to stand and how to embrace the light are elements that make the photographer's craft so specialized. As Eastman said, you have to see the light, which is every bit as important as Adams' directive of finding the perfect place to stand. As a photographer, I enjoy the journey as much as the destination, maybe even more. I find that discovering the perfect place to stand is almost as satisfying as the journey to that place. You study your subject and analyze its relation to the place where you are standing, and then you wait. You wait for the light, and then the magic begins to happen. Photographer Elliot Irwin said photography is an art of observation. It's about finding something interesting in an ordinary place. I found it has little to do with the things you see and everything to do with the way you see them. Make the ordinary interesting. Take this tree in the middle of these sand dunes. It's a tree you might walk by numerous times without a second glance, but when you take the time to look a little deeper, you see more than just a tree. You see light against dark. Colors blend into one another like an artist blends paints on his palette. You see an image. Getting up hours before sunrise is part of the journey. Letting the light take over at dawn and allowing it to shape and mold the shadows and highlights of your image is part of the challenge. And when the time is perfect, you push the button, and in a fraction of a second an image is recorded forever. And then you wait, adjust, and do it over and over until you have created the perfect image.
Great satisfaction comes from creating a great image, and then you see it hang on the living room wall. And there's satisfaction in that. But for me, it's the process of making a photograph that's the most important thing. Coming out here to places like this, isolated, quiet, away from civilization, this re-energizes my soul. It rekindles the spirit. It connects you with the great God who created all of this.
In my world, this is where great photography takes place, in the silent solitude that only nature can provide. Writer Jean-Marie Lasca said, "Solitude is aloneness you choose and embrace. I think great things can come out of solitude, out of going to a place where all is quiet except the beating of your heart." As I move further away from urban sprawl, the traffic lights, lines of people, and daily everyday stress become less significant to me as the spectrum of colors and sounds of nature take me to another place. These are the moments that inspire me, becoming one with the God of creation while searching for the components needed to create that perfect photograph. Does it exist? I know it does, and it's out there waiting for me to discover it, to photograph it, and to show the world how much beauty is out there. You just have to know where to stand.